Then, esteemed judges, it is my honor to conclude the Gambia's presentation in these oral proceedings and to read out our final submissions. You have heard over the past 3 weeks the extensive evidence presented by the Gambia of Myanmar's commission of genocide against the Rohingya group in northern Rakhine State, as well as other violations of the 1948 Genocide Convention. This evidence, drawn from independent, credible, and authoritative sources, is fully convincing that Myanmar committed genocide. The matter is now in the hands of this august court. We trust that, as the guardian of the Genocide Convention, the court will discharge its duty to uphold the rights of the Rohingya as a protected group under the Convention by holding Myanmar accountable for its violations of the Convention. We further trust that, as the principal judicial organ of the United Nations, the court will do justice to the efforts of the United Nations and so many of its bodies to honor the commitment of the Convention's drafters to prevent and punish genocide. In his opening remarks, Myanmar's agent stated that a judgment holding Myanmar responsible for genocide would, I quote, place an indelible stain on Myanmar and its people. That has the matter backwards. It is Myanmar's military's commission of genocide that has left the stain, and it is only through truth and accountability that the stain can be removed. A judgment from this court declaring truth about Myanmar's genocide of the Rohingya and ordering appropriate remedies, including measures for reparations, will help to break Myanmar out of its cycle of atrocities and impunities, a cycle that currently has the senior general who oversaw the genocide ruling the country by dint of brute force. The Rohingya people and the people of Myanmar deserve justice and accountability. It is our sincere hope and expectation that this honorable court will deliver. Mr. President, members of the court, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation for all the efforts of your distinguished registrar and the entire registry staff who handled the complicated logistics for these hearings with impeccable skills, diligence, kindness, and dedication. I also want to thank the interpreters for their customary flawless performance, especially given the unique challenges posed at these hearings. And I would also like to thank you, the eminent judges, for your keen and courteous attention throughout these proceedings and for your thoughtful questions. I will now read out Gambia's final submissions. The Republic of the Gambia respectfully requests the International Court of Justice to adjudge and declare that, 1, the Republic of the Union of Myanmar is responsible for genocide against the Rohingya group perpetrated by its security forces and individuals acting under their instructions, direction, or control during the clearance operations of 2016 to 2018 in northern Rakhine State, in violation of Article 1, Article 2, A, B, C, and D, and Articles 3A of the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, the Convention. The Republic of the Union of Myanmar has failed to prevent acts of genocide perpetrated by individuals alongside its security forces during the clearance operations of 2016 to 2018 in northern Rakhine State, in violation of Article 1 of the Convention. The Republic of the Union of Myanmar has directly and publicly incited acts of genocide in violation of Article 3C of the Convention. The Republic of the Union of Myanmar has failed to punish acts punishable under the Article 3 of the Convention in violation of Articles 1, 4, and 6 of the Convention. The Republic of the Union of Myanmar has failed to enact the necessary legislations to give effect to the provisions of the Convention in violation of Article 5 of the Convention. As a consequence of its responsibility for these violations of the Convention, the Republic of the Union of Myanmar must cease forthwith any ongoing internationally wrongful act referred to in paragraphs 3, 4, and 5 in particular. Take immediate and effective steps to suppress and prevent any direct and public incitement to commit genocide. Take immediate and effective steps to enact specific and complete genocide criminal legislations applicable to all individuals, addressing all prohibited acts under Article 3 of the Convention and providing for adequate and severe penalties. Take immediate and effective steps to submit to trial before an independent and effective tribunal, including before an international penal tribunal, those members of its armed forces, police and other security forces, or any other persons within its jurisdiction who are suspected on probable grounds of having committed acts of genocide referred to in paragraphs 1 and 2 and punishable under Article 3. Shall provide reparations for the victims of the genocide referred to in paragraph 1 and the acts of genocide referred to in paragraph 2 who are members of the Rohingya group and shall, 1, by way of restitution, allow the safe and dignified return to their place of residence of displaced members of the Rohingya group, whether they are displaced within Myanmar or abroad. Return to the Rohingya their individual and collective property, including their lands, houses, places of worship and communal life, fields, livestock and crops, or replace them in kind. Allow and facilitate the safe and dignified reunification of families. Provide for rehabilitation of the physically and mentally injured members of the Rohingya group. Such rehabilitation must include adequate medical and physiological care, as well as legal and social services. Facilitate the search for the disappeared and assist in the recovery, identification, and reburial of bodies of those killed in accordance with the express and presumed wishes of the victims and in accordance with the cultural and religious practices of the Rohingya. Ensure that protection of the Rohingya against discrimination and persecution. Ensure the right of the Rohingya to identify as such. Ensure the liberty and freedom of movement of the Rohingya within the Myanmar and remove any restriction on their place of residence. And remove any restriction or discrimination on the employment or access to livelihoods of the Rohingya. Compensate and provide any additional form of reparation for any harm, loss, or injury suffered by the Rohingya victims that is not capable of full reparation by restitution. Must offer assurances and guarantees of non-repetition by notably providing full and equal citizenship of all members of the Rohingya group who are present in Myanmar or have been displaced due to events for which Myanmar bears responsibility under the Convention. The Republic of the Union of Myanmar has failed to fully and adequately implement the provisional measures order and must, by way of restitution, as referred to in paragraph 6b(I) above, make good any bodily or mental injury, including death, suffered by members of the Rohingya group, or any material injury caused to their property as a result of Myanmar's violation of paragraph 86(1), 2, or 3 of the order. Compensate and provide any additional forms of reparations for any harm, loss, or injury referred to in paragraph 7a above that is not capable of full reparation by restitution. Failing agreement between the parties on the amount of compensation and any additional forms of reparation referred to in paragraph 6b, 2, and paragraph 7b above, the question will be decided by the court in subsequent phase of proceedings in this case. Thank you, Mr. President. That concludes Gambia's final submission in this matter.